Facebook.
Am I on the internet now?
It is live.
Oh, wow.
I don't really trust this setup right now.
It's a little wobbly yet. What's up, internet?
All right.
I'm here. It's the weekend.
It says you're live.
Is this thing on?
Instagram.
I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. Basically, I'm all over the internet. So, here I am. It is Saturday night. This is Live in Sweatpants, number, is it 14?
13, I
13?
think.
13? Well, so let me bring up this thing so I can see everybody's comments as we go. Oh, yeah, all right, there I am. So Live in Sweatpants.
All right.
Well, somebody said
There we go.
weekends don't have the same.
No, sorry, Facebook.
Weekends don't have the same razzle dazzle now. Well, that's what I'm here for in these sweatpants. Ma'am, if you please take them away.
Okay, hi. I thought tonight would be really fun to just give a little update. I can't use this with this setup tonight. So, I just wanted to tell you how we've been doing. It's been great. Every morning, I get to work a little bit to keep this whole thing running and sending merch out. And Ron takes Frankie to see the ducks and the turtles. So it's been nice to be able to spend more time together as a family. And, just we're thankful for that. And we're thankful that we're healthy and we're able to spend this time with you guys. And I just really am appreciative of everybody coming on here every Saturday night and supporting the music and the merch, buying merch. It's really nice. So I guess that's kind of it. I hope everybody's doing okay and is happy on this Saturday. So that's it. I love you guys. Thank you so much. It is live and in sweatpants. It's Saturday night!
That's true. I assume she did some kind of shtick with those signs. I actually have no idea what she wrote on them. But, I'll find out. So anyway, this is going to be all covers tonight. And what I've done was, I started by, I looked at everybody's suggestions, and I've been reading all the comments on different things. And so I started learning a big old pile of covers that people requested, and then I thought that I had some connection to. And so the first one I want to play is "The Gambler" by Kenny Rogers. This is one of my favorite songs maybe ever, and the reason I like it so much is it's really incredibly evocative. When you listen to this song, it's to me, it's very visual. I try to write songs like this all the time. This is a thing that I really try to inject into my own music a lot. It's hard and it's very infrequent. And in my mind, it's infrequent that you accomplish it, that it actually feels good. And so in my mind, when I hear this song, I can see a young man on the train, with the gambler, and it's just very. It feels very visual to me. It feels like, it really puts you in the place, with the characters. And that's really hard to do, and Kenny just passed away. So I worked this one up. This is one one of those songs I've been singing my whole life, but I never learned the whole thing. It was one of those I could sing along to on the radio, but I didn't really know that I didn't know how to play it, certainly. So this is the Gambler by Kenny Rogers. Summer's Eve, on a train bound for nowhere, met up with a gambler. We were both too tired to sleep, so we took turns of staring out the window at the darkness till boredom overtook us. And he began to speak. He said, "Son, I've made a life out of reading people's faces, knowing what their cards were by how they held their eyes. And if you don't mind me see you're out of aces. For a taste of your whiskey, I will give you some advice. So I handed him my bottle, drank down my last swallow. Then he bummed a cigarette and asked me for a light. Then the night got deathly quiet, and his face lost all expression. Said, if you're gonna play the game, son, gotta learn to play it right. So you got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough to count when the dealing's done. Every gambler knows the secret to surviving is knowing what to throw away, knowing what to keep. 'Cause every hand's a winner and every hand's a loser, and the best that you can't hope for is to die in your sleep. Now he got finished speaking, he turned back towards the window, crushed out his cigarette and faded off to sleep. And somewhere in the darkness, the gambler, he broke even. But with his final words, I found an ace that I could keep. So you got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough to count when the dealing's done. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough to count when the dealing's done. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough to count when the dealing's done. There'll be time enough to count when the dealing's done. That is The Gambler by Kenny Rogers. And yeah, I really like that one. That's one that I've always really enjoyed, and so I thought it would be fun to learn it. Like I said, I'd never like sat down and played that song before, so it was fun to do that. And and obviously Kenny just passed away, and I just always really liked him. He made an incredible gospel album, like sometime in the last 10 years. Like we got it at Cracker Barrel when we were on tour. We put it on. It was I guess it kind of was more like 10 years ago, because we put it on in the van. This is when we were still touring in a van, so it was probably a long time ago. And we listened to that thing in the van, just like non-stop. He did a great version of Will the Circle Be Unbroken. Anyway, so this is our all covers night of Live in Sweatpants. The shows are free. If you would like to purchase a ticket, you can go on Venmo or PayPal and send some loot for that if you are inclined. But I also want to tell you, we are doing Live in Sweatpants merch. We are doing sweatpants and sweatshirts, and you can order them on my web. You can pre-order them on my website now to guarantee that we'll get whatever size it is that you want, and that you can ensure that you will get what it is you're looking for. Because I know people have been requesting different sizes and different things, and we are having a lot of trouble getting anything repressed because lots of places that we normally order things are closed, obviously, due to the crisis. And so I would encourage you to pre-order Live in Sweatpants merch if you like it. It's on my website, so check that out. I see, did you provoke these people to make fun of me? Like,
No.
with your signs?
No. Not make fun of you, to help me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To help me. That's it. What do you see? I don't see anything.
Mm-hmm. Well, with that in mind. So, I'm gonna play this. I saw a request for this before, and I worked it up. It's I Can't Make You Love Me, the Bonnie Raitt song. I Can't Make You Love Me. You know, because you can't make somebody love you or your beard, I guess. No.
I love you. It says in here, I love you.
Yeah. I'm gonna read those signs later.
That's fine. That's fine.
All this stuff's on the internet. You can't hide it from me. No, so this is an interesting thing. You know, I guess people really value, you know, or it seems like, you know, for fans, for people that, you know, people often talk about songwriters. When you're an artist, people talk about how it is very important to them that you write songs. But I have always been very impressed with people who don't write songs, like great interpreters of song. Like Whitney Houston didn't write songs, Elvis didn't write songs. And this is a Bonnie Raitt song through and through, but Bonnie didn't write this song. I've always thought that like great interpreters, like, you know, Frank Sinatra, for instance, like when he sang a song, he took complete ownership over it. Like there was no, you know, there was no mistaking that it was Frank's song if Frank sang it. It didn't matter really who wrote the song. And I've always thought that's really hard because like I can write a song for me to sing and perform. And inherently, it's like, it's made for me. It's like, you know, it's made to measure. It's specifically made for me. And so I've always been very impressed by great interpreters of songs. And I think that Bonnie really did a great job with this one. And you know, it's so powerful. And so, so this is, I can't make you love me if you don't. I can't make you love me. Turn down the lights, turn down the bed, turn down these voices inside my head. Lay down with me, tell me no lies, just hold me close, don't patronize. Don't patronize me, 'cause I can't make you love me if you don't. You can't make your heart feel something it won't. Here in the dark, in these final hours, I will lay down my heart, 'cause I feel the power that you won't. No, you won't. 'Cause I can't make you love me if you don't. I close my eyes and I won't see love you don't feel when you're holding me. Morning will come and I'll do what's right. Just give me to the end to give up this fight. And I will give up this fight, 'cause I can't make you love me if you don't. You can't make your heart feel something it won't. Here in the dark, in these final hours, I will lay down my heart, 'cause I feel the power that you won't. No, you won't. 'Cause I can't make you love me lights can't make you love me. I really love, like I said, that she's such an incredible interpreter of songs, and I just always thought that that's like such an impressive skill. It's like really hard to do that, you know, to take something that someone else created and you know, make it feel like it fits you, and like, you know, it could be yours and no one else's. I think that's a really incredible thing that some people can do. And I really like, and I'm always very, very impressed by. And so that's, I've always really loved her. She's also like, you know, there's a lot of ways where she's incredibly underrated. She's an incredible slide guitar player. She's such a great vocalist. She's just like a powerhouse. I think like people don't talk about Bonnie enough. I was gonna say, the next one I want to do, I started a request for this, and it's one of my favorite songs of all time. I'm gonna do Bob Seger's "Against the Wind," and I think Bob Seger might be the most underrated songwriter, American songwriter and artist. Certainly, like I think a lot of people think it's cool to not like him. Like it's one of those things like people shit on him a lot, and I just think he's so good. Like such a voice, such incredible songs that connect with people so deeply. I think, you know, Against the Wind is one of my favorites, but I really love a lot of them. And so, and this is another one. I have never played this before. I just learned it this week. I basically would like put the baby down for a nap and like wash some dishes and then like run in here and practice. So it was fun. But so yeah, this is Bob Seger, Against the Wind. Before I forget, while you're here with us, if you are inclined, check out Second Harvest Food Bank of Middle Tennessee. They're helping kids who normally get free and reduced price lunches at school. They're helping them and their families eat during this crisis. And they do all kinds of other great stuff too, but right now that's the thing they're doing to support. Seems like yesterday. Secrets that we share. Seeger, Against the Wind. So yeah, I really love Seeger, and I always have, and like I've always been impressed by how some of those songs, like the arrangements are so subtle. Like it's not like a lot of them, they don't get like really super giant until like 4 minutes into the songs, and then they do those like really epic outros like that end of that one. So yeah, Bob Seger.
People are sad because it was UK weekend this weekend.
UK weekend?
You were going to play in the UK.
Oh, I know. I was supposed to be in the UK. I'm sad too. I was going to leave. Frankie's birthday was Monday last week, and so I was going to leave on Tuesday and fly. I was going to see my friends, and I was going to play all songs for y'all. And so it's a bummer, but I'm glad to be here. I'm glad that we're getting to do this together. Like, I keep saying this is a fun thing that I get to do. It's like a nice, kind of fun, normal part of my life that I get to play music for you. I hope it isn't a, normal part of your lives, obviously, that you get to see live music. It's like a thing we get to do together, which I think is cool. So, anyway, it's Saturday night. I have a drink. If you'd like to have a drink with us, here's to you. If not, I understand. Not everybody's having a drink. But I am. It's been a long week.
Amen, sister.
Yeah, you tell them. St. Louis. Oh, hey, St. Louis. Monica Valley, the lead guitar player in my band, my touring band, Monica, is from St. Louis, Missouri. She's my girl. And so it was cool to go through all these requests and see the different things that people ask for. Like I said, I thought it would be fun tonight to pick ones that kind of lined up with different things from my own life, and like songs that I've found over the years on my own and have been a part of my story. And so I wanted to play. What am I drinking? I am drinking. This is Maker's Mark bourbon on the rocks. And so anyway, so I'm gonna play A Long December from Counting Crows. I saw somebody request this, and Counting Crows were my very favorite band for a bunch of years. And the first record that I got into them on was Recovering the Satellites. That's where I really started to dig into them. That was their second record. And it was like the first thing that made me really want to join a band. It really they connected me to a ton of the stuff that I learned about after that. Also, I learned about the band from them because Adam was a big fan of the band, and the band is a big influence on me, and it's something I really dug. So some of you requested this one, and they were my favorite band. I used to go and see them a ton in my late teens and into my early 20s. Like, there was a summer where I saw them like 6 or 8 times. I'm a really big fan. I haven't seen them in a long time. One of my friends opened for them here, and we went and we saw them. I guess that was just a few years ago. And then my friend embarrassed the bejesus out of me, like in front of Adam. It was like maybe the most embarrassed I have ever been in my life. Somebody asked me in an interview the other day, like, have you been starstruck? And I was like, I don't get starstruck, but I got really embarrassed in front of somebody that used to be like my biggest hero. So it was very funny. But anyway, so this is A Long December by Counting Crows. Another one that I never played before. Can't remember that. Thank you.
Carson and Wesley are watching.
Oh, cool. What's up? Nephews? My nephews are watching. You know, I mean, I don't really know what I would do that you're not allowed to do, you know, in front of kids. Like, so here's to you guys. So that's like I said, they were one of my very favorite bands for a really long time, and I listened to them, you know, constantly for many years. Actually, when I was teaching guitar lessons in New York in like 2007 maybe or something, I saw Dan Vickery, one of the lead guitar players. I saw him on the street, and I walked up, and I was like walking with my guitar on my back on my way to go to the school where I taught lessons. And I was like, oh, Dan, I hate to bother you. I'm sure this happens all the time, man, but I'm a guitar player, and I grew up playing, you know, all your songs, and I'm such a fan. I know all your guitar parts, and I learned a lot. And he was like, honestly, no one ever stops me or notices me unless we're at one of our shows. That's so cool. And he was really very gracious, and it was very, very cool. And it was like a really nice thing. He gave me a hug. Remember hugs? Oh, God. Yeah, give me a hug.
Hugs from non-people that you live with?
Yeah. No. Yeah, no, that's what I love. So speaking of personal ones, this is funny and random but true. So I have increasingly, as time has gone on, I've become a bigger and bigger and bigger Jim Croce fan. I've always liked him a lot, but like now I find myself listening to him all the time. And so while Blair was pregnant, there was a period where I got really, really stoked on Bad Bad Leroy Brown. Like, I couldn't stop listening to Bad Bad Leroy Brown. And so I would, like, sing it, like, at her belly sometimes. And it's like there's a bunch of verses in Bad Bad Leroy Brown. And so she'd always stop me and she'd be like, stop, like, singing, you know, at my belly button. You know, it's like weird, you know. After like 3 minutes. And so, anyway.
I thought it was cute.
But, you know, you would stop, you know. And so, anyway, so I said to the baby before she was born, I was like, when you're born, the first thing I'm going to do is sing you all of Bad Bad Leroy Brown. And so, I actually, like, in the delivery room, like, before we had left, like, once they handed me the baby and, like, I had stopped crying, I, like, kind of took her off in a corner and I sang her all of Bad Bad Leroy Brown, which is ridiculous. But really, yeah, that's true. The first song I ever sang to my daughter in its entirety is Bad Bad Leroy Brown. And I still sometimes sing it to her quietly, you know, when I'm trying to, like, get her to go to sleep or something. You know, when I'm not singing, like, Twinkle Twinkle or something. So Bad Bad Leroy Brown, I saw a request for this, and I love Jim Croce, so I'm going to play it. If you have questions, by the way, send in questions. You know, I'll answer questions. You know, we're just hanging out Saturday night. Also, if you this is a free show, but if you feel like it, you want to buy a ticket, go on Venmo or PayPal, send us a loot. We appreciate it. Also, please go to the website and you can order all kinds of merch. We have the records on vinyl and stuff. We have my new album, Bone Structure, is on there on vinyl. I encourage you to grab that. We have autographed stuff. We have handwritten lyrics. And we have pre-orders of Live in Sweatpants merch, which I encourage you to do. We're gonna stop soon, right? Because we have to actually order it, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we'll stop probably tomorrow and then put in an order on Monday.
Yeah, so we'll stop the pre-orders after tomorrow.
So, but if you pre-order, you guarantee your size.
Yeah, if you pre-order, you guarantee your size. Because with us, it's an interesting thing. It's like you never know. Like sometimes it's like we run out of all the mediums, but sometimes it's like extra small or 2XL or whatever. You know, it's like there's kind of no rhyme or reason to it. It just depends on who's getting the stuff. So I would encourage you. Trying in Venmo, it's asking for the last 4 numbers of a phone number. So Blair will put that in. All right, and I'm going to play, this is Jim Croce's Bad Bad Leroy Brown. Well, the south side of Chicago is the baddest part of town. And if you go down there, you better just beware of a man named Leroy Brown. Now Leroy, more than trouble. You see, he stand about 6'4". Call him downtown ladies, call him treetop lover. Men just call him sub. Well, he's bad, bad, Leroy Brown. Baddest man in the whole damn town. Better than an old King Kong. Meaner than a junkyard dog. Now Leroy, he a gambler. And he likes his his fancy clothes. He likes to wear his diamond rings on everybody's nose. He got a custom Continental. He got a Eldorado too. He got a 32 gun in his pocket for fun. Got a razor in his shoe. Well, he's bad, bad, Leroy Brown. Baddest man in the whole damn town. Better than old King Kong. Meaner than a junkyard dog. Now Friday, about a week ago, Leroy shooting dice. And then the heads of the boss had a girl named Doris. And oh, that girl looked nice. When he cast his eyes upon her, and the trouble soon began. Leroy Brown, he learned a lesson about messing with the wife of a jealous man. Well, he's bad, bad, Leroy Brown, baddest man in the whole damn town. Better than old King Kong, meaner than a junkyard dog. Now the two men took to fighting when they pulled them from the floor. Leroy looked like a jigsaw puzzle with a couple of pieces gone. Well, he's bad, bad, Leroy Brown, baddest man in the whole damn town. Better than old King Kong, meaner than a junkyard dog. Well, he's bad, bad, Leroy Brown, baddest man in the whole damn town. Better than old King Kong, meaner than a junkyard dog. But he's better than old King Kong, meaner than a junkyard dog. Jim Croce, bad, bad, Leroy Brown. Autumn just asked, will we be getting any more Wildest Dreams mugs? I don't think so. We haven't been able to reorder them, and so I just think that by the time we would be able to, it's going to be probably a long time, the end of the album cycle.
Well, I mean, we'll try to do something like new mugs or something. Those, I mean, you know, we'll try.
Yeah, it's not that we don't want to. Obviously, if, you know, as people are, you know, ask. Of course, I would love to sell you that. You know, that's my job. So it's been hard to get a lot of stuff recently. It really has.
Oh, somebody on Instagram asked about the Things That Make Me Emotional shirt.
Mm-hmm.
We will not be getting more stock of that. That's an older shirt, so once that's gone, it's gone.
Yeah. So, let's see if I can make these comments come up in a different way. I want racerback tanks. Don't we have so the Hawk?
No, they're not racerback.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
But maybe we do that. That sounds fun.
Yeah. Where's everybody tuning in from tonight? By the way, let us know. Sound off with where you're from. But yeah, seriously, please do if you want Live in Sweatpants merch, please do pre-order it, because every day people are ask me for something that I can't get them all the time, and so I want you to be able to get your size, so that you're not mad at me in 4 weeks or something. So I saw a request for this for it's Landslide by Fleetwood Mac, and Be Still My Heart. Did I just see my sister's name go by very quickly? I think I did. Oh wow, hi Jen. And so on tour we were covering Landslide by Fleetwood Mac. I saw somebody request it, and I love this song. And if I was saying this on tour, it really it's always kind of felt like a prayer to me. And at this juncture in my life, even more so, being a fairly new parent. And so I thought that I would play it for you. Took my love and took it down. Climbed the mountain, I turned around, and I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills till the landslide brought it down. So a million in the sky, what is love? Can reach out within my heart, right above. Can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my life? I don't know. Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I built my life around you. But time makes you bolder, children get older, and I'm getting older too. So afraid of changing, 'cause I built my life around you. But time makes you bolder, children get older, and I'm getting older too. Oh, I'm getting older too. So took my love and I took it down. Climbed the mountain, I turned around, and I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills till the landslide brought it down. Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I built my life around you. But time makes you bolder, children get older, and I'm getting older too. Oh, I'm getting older too. Oh, I'm getting older too. That is Fleetwood Mac.
I love it.
Landslide. That makes me miss my friends. I would always, like, there's different parts in that song. Like, I would look at Kristen, who plays fiddle, and she would start singing. And then, and I'd look over at Paul, and his banjo was coming in. I'd like look around at all of them. And so, yeah, I guess I'll forever associate that with my friends. And so.
I will forever associate with my dad, because that was my dad-daughter dance.
Oh.
Remember that?
No, I know that. It's like, that's sweet that you associate with your dad. I just sang it, 20 nights in a row with those people. So that's, and so anyway, thank you. Let's see. All right, I've seen this one today. I'll give it a shot. For those of you that are just tuning in, this is like, what did you say, the 13th, the 14th?
I think it's the 13th show.
Yeah. People who've been here for all these, which number show is this? I'm not sure. Dan Fogelberg. Oh my God! I'm gonna give Greg a call, but yes, I'll play Greg a song, Devin. Absolutely. Dan Fogelberg's Leader of the Band is one I really, really love. That's like, as a songwriter, as a dad, I mean, there's really not too much else you could want for your kids than to feel that way about you. I don't know that one. And that one's hard. I'd have to learn that one. Okay, Julianne says 13. A bunch of people are saying 13. Okay, this is number 13. So anyway, I saw a number of requests for this. And so I learned it. So I'm going to give it a shot. This is Elton John's Your Song. And I've always loved Elton John. And I love how, one of the things that is really great and interesting about Elton John is he manages to use all these really interesting chords, in a way that like could feel like heady and weird, and instead he does it really beautifully, and it just feels like, it feels necessary. Like it doesn't feel like too heady, and that's something I always really admired about him. And I just love how beautiful these, the Bernie's lyrics are so powerful. They're just so, and they're so, they get it. You get them. And this song is one of those, again, I've known this my whole life, but never tried to play it before, so here you go. So I thought this would be a great time. This would be a fun week to do it. Yeah, I've been. I was joking about this online the other day, but I was really doing it. I put the baby to bed, and I went to the kitchen, and, turned on my vocal warm up that I do, and I was washing dishes, doing my vocal warm up. I was I feel like Mary Ford right now. It's ridiculous but true. Because they always, this is I'm sure it is an urban legend, but they said that Les Paul hung a microphone over the sink so Mary Ford could sing her vocal parts on the recordings while she was washing the dishes, which is of course ludicrous. But so I see that people keep requesting Tracy Chapman's Fast Car over and over. I don't know that one. Maybe I should learn it one day. That's one of those songs. It's funny. I've heard so many people cover that. Yeah, like it seems like that's a thing that everybody does at some point that I have never done. So maybe one day I will. Nicole Mago, who takes all the pictures of me that you often see, until this tour, when Kylie came out and took pictures. Before that, Nicole Mago, she takes the bulk of the picture, the picture of the cover of Bone Structure. And anyway, Nicole sings a pretty stirring rendition of Fast Car.
She does.
She does. Andy. Anyway, again, it's a free show, but if you want, you can buy a ticket on Venmo or PayPal, or pre-order the new merch, the Live in Sweatpants merch, or Sweatpants, or sweatshirts, and this way you can guarantee your size is there. But also, like I said, you can get my new album on vinyl. I do always say this, but when you buy an album on vinyl, financially for an artist, that's more than, it's more money than if you streamed an album 500 times on most of the streaming sites. Somebody said they love meeting Kylie. I love Kylie too. So let's see. Oh, this one. I got a request for this one, and I was like, oh, this would be so much fun. This is another one that I've known my whole life and heard a million people sing, but it makes when I was a kid, we had a lot. I'm gonna sing Elvis, Can't Help Falling in Love. And when I was a kid, so my grandma is a big Elvis fan, and she had lots and lots of Elvis records. And she always used to say that, if you ever walk into the kitchen and my apron's just, on the ground, it's because Elvis showed up out front in a Cadillac, and I left. I'm not coming back. She's always been a big Elvis fan. She said it to my uncle, obviously. When I was a kid, Elvis was dead. And so, yeah, so this is one that I learned, anytime I listen to Elvis, it reminds me of being a little kid. And I've always loved him a lot, so I learned this one. does pretty much. It's hard not to. That voice, and like I often think about like the how hard it must have been like to go from he was this cool kid, and then all of a sudden they like turned him into this giant industry. I think that it happens to young people, and a lot of it's not just him. It happens to a lot of other like kind of people that become giant stars. But I can't imagine the pressure. He was just this like young guy, living his life, and then they're like, and now you're this like industry in and of yourself. It's pretty wild. So let's see. Play one more. I can play one more. So yeah, that's one I love. Oh, thanks, Jen. So I'm gonna play one more. I saw a request for this one, and it reminded me. So when I was like first playing alone, when I was first playing in the cafe, I'd been in a band for a long time, and then my music started getting popular on the internet, and then I was like, crap, I gotta play solo. I don't know how. So I used to play in this cafe. I had 2 residencies. I played upstairs at the living room on the Lower East Side, and then I played in this cafe called Cafe Vivaldi. And so I used to play this song there. This is right when we were first starting to date that I learned this one. But I saw a request for it, so I'm gonna play it. And so thank you all for tuning in. Like I said, it's a free show, but if you want to send money on Venmo and PayPal, you can. If you want to pre-order, I encourage you to pre-order the Live in Sweatpants merch on the website. There's a link down there, or get any other merch you want. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like I said, I really do appreciate this. It's great for me to have this very normal part of my life, so I appreciate getting to do it. I hope that you enjoy it, and we'll be back, barring any crazy stuff, we'll be back next Saturday. And so this is Sweet Virginia from the Rolling Stones. Drop your red down, drop your greens and blues. Thank you for your wine, California. Thank you for your sweet bitter fruit. Stop the waves, blinded eyeball. Yes, I got the desert in my toenails, and I hear the speed inside my shoes. So come on down, sweet Virginia. Right off your shoes. Virginia. Come on, honey child, I beg of you. Come on down. You got it in you. Got to scrape that shit right off your shoe. So thank you for tuning in. This is Live and in Sweatpants. We are almost always here on Saturday nights. We'll try to do it other days if we can. It's really fun doing these covers. And we'll see you all soon. Thank you very much.